Bro, I think this was yesterday. This quote is just unreal. I feel like have we hit rock bottom? Or do we need, maybe we need an N-word slur. That's rock bottom?
Just once and for all, you again started this in part by saying that, at which Donald Trump repeated on the debate stage, that, and he didn't say anything about the policies that you're talking about. He just said Haitians are eating dogs and cats. Can you affirmatively say now that that is a rumor that has no basis with evidence?
Dana, the evidence is the first-hand account of my constituents who are telling me that this happened. And by the way, I've been trying to talk about the problems in Springfield for months, and the American media ignored it. There was a congressional hearing just last week of angel moms who lost children because Kamala Harris let criminal migrants into this country who then murdered their children. The American media totally ignored this stuff until Donald Trump and I started talking about cat memes. If I have to, create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people.
What are you thinking? Why would you even, how can this combination of words even fall from your lips?
Talking about cat memes. If I have to, create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana, because you guys are completely letting Kamala Harris coast. You had one interview with her. You talk about pushing back against me, Dana. You didn't push back against the fact that she cast the deciding vote on the Inflation Reduction Act, which is why a lot of Americans can't afford food and housing.
You just said that you're creating a story.
Public policy.
Sorry, you just said that you're creating the story.
What's that, Dana?
You just said that this is a story that you created. So that the eating dogs and cats thing is not.
Dana, it comes from first-hand accounts from my constituents. I say that we're creating a story, meaning we're creating the American media focusing on it. I didn't create 20,000 illegal migrants coming into Springfield thanks to Kamala Harris's policies. Her policies did that, but yes, we created the actual focus.
I know it's popular on a lot of corners of the left to say that we have a both sides problem. And I'm not going to say we're always perfect. I'm not going to say that conservatives always get things exactly right. But you know the big difference between conservatives and liberals is that no one has tried to kill Kamala Harris in the last couple of months, and 2 people now have tried to kill Donald Trump in the last couple of months. I'd say that
just as a heads up, and I don't know if the Kamala campaign is leaning into this or not. There have been several really large things. We just don't talk about it because we're just used to conservatives just being insane, like being terrorists, right? Like, Kamala Harris was 20 feet from a live pipe bomb on January 6th that was in the grass, right? Like 20 feet from where she was walking. That was found by the Secret Service. That pipe bomb was live. The Gretchen Whitmer plot, okay, involved a group of conservatives that were willing to go through with a plan to abduct the governor of Michigan. It's unhinged, okay? The Proud Boys, and the Oath Keepers made sophisticated plans via signal to break into the Capitol building and kick people out and hold it down for as long as possible. The Proud Boys were the first people to break in to the Capitol building. Without them there might not have ever been a riot inside the building itself. There was another guy that we just don't talk about anymore. I guess we just expect conservatives to have no standards. There was an insane guy who mailed, or at least tried to mail, bombs to politicians. That we don't talk about any of these people. We just don't talk about any of these people. This was a story for 3 days, and then we just moved on. But
that's pretty strong evidence that the left needs to tone down the rhetoric and needs to cut this crap out. Somebody's going to get hurt by it, and it's going to destroy this country. Somebody is going to get hurt, and you think about what an incredible wound it would open up in the United States of America, all of us. And I promise I will do my part to tone down the rhetoric, but in particular,
the Paul Pelosi guy.
The people telling you that Donald Trump needs to be eliminated, you guys need to cut it out or you're going to get somebody hurt. And I know it's popular.
A reminder that Kamala Harris called for the murder of President Trump. In an Ellen interview from 2018, these clips have aged very poorly, just like Kamala Harris.
If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be?
Does one of us have to come out alive?
This happens again and again and again on the left. I am sick.
Why wasn't the guy? This was in 2018. How is it possible if Democrats are the ones making all these threats? Why did that guy mail pipe bombs, or not pipe bombs? No, they were pipe bombs to Democratic people. What's happening here? What's going on here? Somebody said, why can't they just bite the bullet and say they were wrong? Why double down? Because this is like the entirety of the conservative media agenda now. They don't talk about anything in reality anymore. Now it's you find one fictitious thing and then you blow it the fuck up. And then when you get called out on the fictitious thing, you go, well, isn't it bad enough that we even believed this? Remember when we did the debate with Lauren Southern and the Bongers, and it was like, hey, this story was originally based on like a total fucking lie. You know that, right? And they're like, yeah, but it's not about that. It's about like the larger trend of things. And it's like, no, I'm pretty sure this blew up initially because of this story. And then that one guy was like, we didn't target the mosque. It was actually across the street. And it just happened to be the building next to us. Really? That just...
Brandon, there's no doubt watching it that I felt that the ABC moderators went harder on Trump than they did on Kamala Harris. Francesca, are you eating... You're eating a cat at the moment. Is this something you want to share with the group?
I'm sorry. I thought we were still on a clip. I didn't know. I mean, I heard it was a rumor in Springfield, but it's happening in Los Angeles, too.
Very good. Very good. Let's get back to Brandon. Brandon, there's no doubt, I don't think, that the moderators were harder on Trump than they were on Kamala Harris. That's been borne out by people who've researched every part of the debate. However, you can blame the moderators to a point, but Trump is big enough and ugly enough to stand up for himself. He had plenty of airtime. He had 6 more minutes airtime than Kamala Harris. He could have used that time much more effectively, couldn't he?
1,000%. Donald Trump completely failed his preparation. I don't think he prepared at all. The debate should have been over the very first question. They say, are you better off, or is the American people better off now than 3 years ago? She jumped around and jumped through hoops and turned into a pretzel, avoiding that question. Donald Trump should have simply said, hey, stop talking. Or when they asked him, he should have said, don't come to me. Give her my time. Answer the question to the American people. She can't answer the question. She's lying already in the first part of the debate. The most consequential, important question ever she couldn't answer. Stevie Wonder can see it was a 3-on-1. They literally fact-checked everything and had prepared fact checks for him.
I mean, it's a boring question. I mean, like, of course we're better off. That was during COVID. They wouldn't even accept the answer there. Obviously, that's, like, stupid, right?
Fact-check nothing. She lied 1,000 times. This woman completely lied about Charlottesville. That's been already debunked.
Amen.
Think about this.
What was
they brought up
debunked about
January
Charlottesville?
6th. They brought up January 6th. Can you be quiet, please, for just 1 second? They brought up January 6th, which was a very long time ago, when he almost got assassinated. And they didn't even bring up the assassination.
Oh, my God.
You know, these things show clear bias. And I'm not protecting Trump. He should have freaking prepared. He's like Michigan playing against Appalachian State and getting their butts handed to him. But you cannot avoid the fact that these people were moderating and supporting Kamala Harris during this debate.
Good one.